Hey, what's up guys, I'm back with another video, and today I'm talking about 3 possible landing spots for Demarcus Cousins, and you know, the dude that got hurt and ruined every Pelicans fan's dreams about going to the finals at all. Hashtag salty Pelicans fan. But besides that, I'm getting into 3 places that he could potentially go. From the thumbnail, you can probably already see those 3 teams. It's going to be the Pelicans, Portland, and the Lakers. I'm going to be getting into 3 reasons for each team why I think he could go there and why he would want to go there. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. The first team on this list is going to be the New Orleans Pelicans. I think this is probably the most obvious one out of every single team on the list. I mean, that's where he's at right now, and just kind of make a little bit more sense for him to want to go back to the team that he's at and not want to leave them, especially because of how loyal he is. I mean, we've seen him be extremely loyal. He stayed with the Kings for, I don't know, I think it was like 4 or 5 plus years. To stay with that organization that didn't make the playoffs ever with him, they're just terribly run. That's tons of loyalty to have on him. I mean, he hated every coach. He's just extremely loyal. So I think it would make a lot of sense for him to go back to the Pelicans. So I mean, after Boogie Cousins saw how good the Pelicans could be and are going to the second round of the playoffs and even taking one game from the Warriors by 19 points, and the fact that he has never been in the playoffs, that's a huge factor of him wanting to resign. I mean, that's showing that even without him, they can make playoffs. So if you add him back into it, no telling how good they could be. They swept a team that was supposed to beat them in the playoffs. They just completely swept them and dominated them. And then, I mean, with the Warriors, no telling they could have won. Might have won the series with Demarcus Cousins. So I think that's a huge thing to make him want to resign. And plus, I mean, he's with him never being to the playoffs and actually knowing that this team can make the playoffs. I think that's huge. I think if we would have missed the playoffs without him, that would have been a huge thing of him not resigning. But watch us make it to the second round without him. I think that's really going to be a huge factor of him resigning with the Pelicans if he does end up resigning. My second reason for them is going to be they were playing great before he got injured. I mean, just look, Cousins was averaging 25 points per game, 12.7 rebounds per game, 5.4 assists per game from a fucking center. That is amazing. And also 47% from the field and 35% from the 3. That is very good. I mean, he was playing great. But not only individually, even the team was playing outstanding, as they had just won 12 out of their last 17 games and were on a 4-game winning streak. And one of those teams that they beat were the Houston Rockets, being one of the only 2 teams to beat the Rockets when Capella, Chris Paul, and James Harden all started. Only 2 teams beat them when the 3 started, and it was the Pelicans the first time. And he actually got hurt in the final seconds of that game, where he was trying to get a hustle play rebound and he just tore his Achilles. It was a freak injury. It kind of sucked, but I mean, we were actually able to beat them. They were playing outstanding basketball. They had finally just gelled together. Him and Anthony Davis were learning how to play with him. Drew Holiday was starting to come into his own. Rondo was starting to play well with him. Everybody was really starting to play well. So I really think that's great with him. And then also, I mean, my third and final reason for the Pelicans, his relationship with Anthony Davis. I mean, it's no secret that him and AD are great friends, as AD has said that he thinks of Cousins as a brother to him, and even Cousins in an interview has said that he wants to stay with the New Orleans Pelicans because of the relationship with Anthony Davis and how he likes how the organization is ran and how it's such a family type thing. So I really think that's going to be a huge thing, because family and friendship is a huge thing to Demarcus Cousins. So I really think he will have a huge chance of coming back. Yeah. So, and also we added Nikola Mirotic. So when he's coming off our bench, could you imagine that? Just tons of upside for the Pelicans if Demarcus Cousins is able to resign. So I think that's going to be a enormous reason to why Demarcus Cousins might want to resign with the New Orleans Pelicans. And also, I mean, they might give him a max deal. I doubt it, because there were things coming out that saying how they're going to give him a shorter 2 or 3 year deal, but just giving him more money. You know what I mean? Because I mean, you really can't trust that. An Achilles injury, a lot of players' careers have ended because of that Achilles injury. So I mean, I doubt many teams are going to be throwing max deals at him, which means that, well, they just have to give him a little bit of money and then he could come. Probably a pretty high contract, but I mean a 2 or 3 year deal contract with a lot of money in it, and for Cousins to re-sign. So I really think that is a very big possibility for him, and plus it would give Demarcus Cousins a little bit more flexibility just overall. So that's 3 reasons why I think Cousins might want to come to the New Orleans Pelicans. Now my second team is going to be the Portland Trailblazers. Alright, so my first reason for him wanting to go to the Portland Trailblazers, I mean, this would be exactly what the Blazers need. I mean, they already have literally one of the best backcourts in the entire league, and CJ McCollum, a top 5 shooting guard, and Damian Lillard, a top 5 point guard in this league. I mean, they're probably, if not the best, the second best behind the Golden State Warriors backcourt. And also, I mean, The one thing they need is a paint presence, which Nurkic does a decent job at, but I mean, he's not a beast that can be part of your big three to be able to make a finals contender. And I mean, if you add Cousins to that, well, that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to spread the court for him, so CJ and Dame won't be getting double teamed, which was a big reason why they got swept this year. I mean, they didn't even respect anyone else on the team. The second CJ or Dame Lillard touched the ball, they were getting double teamed and forced to give it up and make their role players beat us, and well, the role players just could not beat us. They didn't show up enough. And then once Nurkic went down, that was bad. Nurkic wasn't doing much anyway, so if you had a big like Demarcus Cousins down there, it would spread the court and force them not to be able to make it to where they can get double teamed every time. And at least if they're getting double teamed, you can dish it down to someone named Demarcus Cousins, who can either hit a three, because he is a decent three-point shooter, or bang in the post and be able to score at ease. So I mean, with it being that spread out, Demarcus Cousins would have a lot of one-on-one situations, and you can't guard Demarcus Cousins one-on-one. He has a fadeaway hook shot. He's just so big, you can't stop him from backing you down. He could bring you out to the three. So a lot of centers in the league aren't going to be able to guard out there on the three. So that would be crazy. And then also with him being how big he is and as agile he is, because surprisingly he is very agile, not fast, but he's kind of nimble. He can get around with the ball. He can kind of dribble and handle it. So I mean, a lot of centers aren't going to be able to guard him, and so that's going to cause huge trouble. But it'll most likely spread the court more than it already is, which the Trailblazers desperately need. Now, my second reason is going to be that they would be finals contenders. I mean, not only has Demarcus Cousins never been to the playoffs, obviously he's never been a finals contender because he plays for the Kings and the Pelicans. Two awful teams before he went to the Pelicans. They were awful. So, I mean, he played for two non-final contenders team, really no playoff contending team until this year where he got hurt. So, I mean, if they're able to be finals contenders, that's going to be a huge attraction to him because, I mean, obviously you want to make the playoffs, but everybody's real end goal is to make the NBA Finals. And, I mean, with how great Dame and CJ are, they're already always playoff threats and usually are always in the playoffs and always favored to at least make the second round. And if they're able to carry him to the third seed in the West this year, if you have someone like Demarcus Cousins, they are potential to go to the finals. Because I do think that big three of a team could end up at least competing with the Warriors and the Houston Rockets. And those are obviously the two best teams in the West. So if they're able to beat either one of those two teams, they have a huge chance of making to the NBA Finals, or at least making it to where they want to be into the second round and third round, build that chemistry, and then ultimately make it to the NBA Finals. Because Dame and CJ are still both, I think, 27 and 26 years old. And Cousins is I think around the same age. Or no, Cousins probably 28, 29. So yeah, they're all pretty young going into their prime. So this would be the most important time for them all to go on the same team. So those are two reasons for the Portland Trailblazers. Now the last team on the list, the Los Angeles Lakers. Now the first reason for him to want to go to the Los Angeles Lakers would that he would be the leader of the team. And I mean, I think Cousins plays a lot better when he's actually the leader of the team. As his best years were when he was playing for the Sacramento Kings and be able to pretty much lead them. Yes, they weren't too successful. That's because of how bad of a team he was, and he was the leader, and he was playing very, very good basketball. And he's matured a lot, so I think he'll be a much better leader than he was with the Kings. So I mean, as the team is extremely young, that comes with them having a ton of young talent. But I mean, also the bad problem with having so much young talent, they have no solidified superstar. I mean, Brandon Ingram has a chance to become an all-star. Lonzo Ball has a chance. They have Kyle Kuzma has a chance. They have a lot of people that have chances to be future all-stars. So I mean, with all that talent, if you're able to add a solidified superstar like Demarcus Cousins to that team to lead them, I think they would definitely be able to at least make the playoffs, maybe make a deep run depending on how all their young talent develops. And I think him being the leader is extremely important. And then also, he would be able to get his max contract for sure. The Lakers have some of the best cap in the entire league. I think they have the best cap out of every single team in the league, actually. So that will give them extreme flexibility and a lot less risk than when other teams offering a max contract. As I mean, this team can add 2 max contract players, which means they can add 2 superstars on a max. So say Cousins, not the same player off of the injury, well, they're still going to have another max player most likely on their team, maybe Paul George. So he'll be able to get his money and get paid, which I'm sure will be a huge attraction because a lot of players do it for money and they really go for wherever. Plus, it's in Los Angeles, an extremely nice place. So I think all around that's a huge attraction. Now, my third and final reason that they would, once again, like the Trailblazers, would be legit final contenders. As I mean, look at it. Lonzo has the potential to to solidify himself as a top 15 point guard this year if he's able to start getting a better jump shot and score a little bit better. They might be able to sign PJ13, as those have been extremely huge rumors about him maybe going to the Los Angeles Lakers, which would be huge, and you could put him at the 3. And then you have Julius Randle, who had a breakout year last year, coming at least a top 10 power forward. He played out of his mind. You could put him at the 4 position, and then in Demarcus Cousins, you could put him at center. And even better off, they would have their great bench. They'd have Isaiah Thomas if they resign him, Kyle Kuzma, and Brook Lopez all off their bench. That is an extremely stacked bench. Plus, they have Brandon Ingram at the small forward. That team has chances to have, like, at minimum 4 to 5 All-Stars on their team all at once. They could become the next Golden State Warriors if everybody develops as they should. So, I mean, I think that will be huge distractions. I think the 2 biggest teams will be between is the Lakers and the Pelicans, but I think the Portland Trailblazers also have a decent shot of getting him. But unfortunately, guys, it's going to be it for this video. So comment below. Who do you think is going to get him? Portland, Lakers, or the Pelicans? Or do you think a different team's going to offer him money and he's going to go there? Do you think he stays with him? I really want to hear all your thoughts below. Do you think he will get a max contract? Comment all that below. If you have any video ideas you want me to make, or just like you want to see me like kind of talk about on a situation in the NBA or something, comment all that below. I really want to hear y'all's thoughts, and I really want to make videos that y'all would like and want to watch. So comment those below. If you did like the video at any point, hit the like button and the subscribe button at literally the same time. I'm going to pull out one of those sellout YouTubers. It only takes 0.4 seconds to like it. Like, I don't understand that, because like YouTubers are like, it takes 0.4, but no, it takes 1, it takes 2. Like, how long does it really take? Someone needs to actually scientifically see how long it takes to click the like button. So y'all can do that and comment that below as well. So yeah, I hope everyone has a blessed day. I had a blessed day. Hope everyone has a blessed day. I hope you have a blessed year. Hope you find everything you want and you get the girl of your dreams. Anything you want. Have a blessed day. See you in tomorrow's video. Goodbye.